how to stop destroying your kid's childhood. One of life's greatest blessings and biggest challenges is to be gifted with a little bundle of joy. They're cute, cuddly, and they get you a lot of social points on Instagram. But raising your kid is the real deal here. If you find yourself wondering, how do I do it right? What if I mess up? Don't worry, that's totally normal. This video is here to clear up some misconceptions about raising your child, while helping you prevent some of the possible mistakes that might happen along the way. Welcome back to Info Junkie TV, where you'll find answers to the most unusual questions and fulfill your need to learn something new every day. Today's video will definitely help our infomaniac moms, dads, and parents-to-be. Or even if you just know a parent who might need this, share this video with them to spread the knowledge. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to learn all about things interesting. Now sit back, get comfortable, and without further ado, let's jump on to the first mistake that many parents make when raising their child. Number 1, scolding your children too often. Don't get us wrong, rebuking your child for doing something wrong is totally normal. Just don't get carried away. We know you might think that the higher your expectations are for your child, the more successful your child will turn out. Unfortunately, this isn't the case. Scolding your child too much for every little mistake could, on the contrary, lead to behavioral problems in children. And don't get us even started on hitting or spanking a child. Punishing them for not finishing their dinner won't encourage them to eat up. Instead, the dog will end up with their dinner and you'll end up with a good liar. Punishing them for bad grades instead of finding out what the problem is will just lessen their desire to learn. And of course, being too strict with your child might lead to a poor relationship with them. You don't want that, do you? Remember, you don't want to be the person that they're afraid to go to with their problems. Otherwise, they'll lie to you instead of coming to you for help. Instead, what you could do is simply punish your kids for things that actually matter, instead of getting irritated at every little thing. Number 2, not taking your child's opinion into account. Sure, mama knows best, but that doesn't mean you should always make decisions for your kids. Every time your child says their opinion and you neglect it simply because they're too young, you're breaking their self-confidence down, bit by bit. A child who doesn't practice voicing his or her opinions will grow up feeling unheard and insecure. And who's to blame them? How can you grow up knowing what you want from life and be able to set your own goals if there was always someone who made decisions for you? So, maybe next time your kids have something to say, listen to them. If the matter really concerns them, hear their opinions out, discuss both of your points of view, and meet them halfway. Let them choose their own clothes, how they would like to decorate their rooms, and their haircuts. I mean, these may sound like small things or may seem unimportant, but are actually all important factors that help children grow into confident adults who know what they want in life. Number 3, not educating them about money. Some parents skip the part where they teach their children how money works. They just leave their kids thinking that the generous ATM will magically give us whatever money we need. Well, without teaching them how to manage their personal finances and how to spend money responsibly, they'll grow up struggling to manage their own income. How do you teach your child about money? With allowance, of course. Giving your child pocket money will teach them how to spend responsibly and save up some extra cash. When they buy something they really want from their own savings, they'll learn how hard it is to get money, but how rewarding it could be when they use it wisely. What if they need a bigger allowance? Easy. Introduce them to the idea of a part-time job. Let them mow your lawn or walk the dog, or, if they're old enough, babysit the neighbor's child to get the extra cash. Every time you go shopping together, set the budget for your shopping list and tell them how much money they could spend this time to limit their wishes and prioritize their needs. Without them even knowing it, you will have taught your kids about budgeting, saving, prioritizing, and being more responsible. Number 4, following someone else's advice. From the day you announce you're pregnant or your baby belly announces itself, get ready for a storm of people asking, "Can I give you some advice?" That's of course if they're polite enough to ask and not just give it to you right away and judge you on your parenting style. Normally, young inexperienced parents will feel like it's best to listen to these tips, thinking that other parents must know better if they've done it before. Well, guess what? Just because they did it before doesn't mean they did it right. And even if it turned out fine with them, it doesn't guarantee that it'll work for your kid. Of course, some advice is useful, such as what symptoms you should keep a close eye on, or if they're advising you to not miss your baby's regular medical checkups. But other advice, like punishment strategies and how much playtime you give them, isn't something you have to strictly abide to. Always remember that you are the parent, and only you know and fully understand your child. So it's up to you to decide what's best for them. Need any help? You can always ask a specialist in child psychology, or even read a few books on how to raise a child. And of course, never ever let anyone scold your child for misbehaving. Your kid needs to feel that you'll always be there to support and protect them, so let them know that they can always count on you. Number 5, not being consistent. It's very challenging to stay consistent throughout raising a child. I mean, let's be real. Maintaining the exact same standards for your child on a daily basis for years on end may appear almost impossible. However, not trying to do so usually ends in disaster, simply because your child will be confused about what's allowed and what's not. Next thing you know, your kid is riding a bike in your living room and won't listen to you because there were no ground rules to stick with from the beginning. Without clear boundaries, your children won't behave properly, and obedience issues become inescapable. So, to prevent this whole mess, set some ground rules and stick to them. This includes you, by the way. Yep, you heard that right. You need to follow your own ground rules to set an example for your kids. No phones on the dinner table means no phone for you too. That means no emails, no business phone calls, and definitely no Zoom meetings. I mean, how else can you expect them to follow the rules if their parents can't follow them themselves? And please, don't use the excuse of, he can do that because he's a grown-up to your children. They see through it. Instead, make it clear that right and wrong applies to everyone, and that there are no free passes. Number 6, missing out on important moments in your children's lives. We understand that you have a ton of commitments and your day is always so busy and full of work appointments. But missing out on important moments in your child's life isn't okay. We're not saying you'll have to attend every soccer practice or every dance class, although if possible, please do. But if you can't, don't miss the big ones. Consider their school play or their big match as an important meeting. Would you want to miss that? No. Not only will your child be ecstatic to see you there cheering for them, it will also fill your heart with content seeing your child happy and making big accomplishments. On weekends when everyone is free, go out and do something fun together. Camping, fishing, playing at the park, or even staying at home and baking cookies or decorating for holidays will have a big impact on your child's well-being. The more fun memories you make together, the stronger your bond with your child will be. While you're at it, take as many photos and videos as you can. It may not seem important to take photos, especially when you just want to live the moment. But when the moment is over and your kids grow up and move out, those pictures and videos will be wonderful memories of the time you had together. And last, but certainly not least, number 7, not communicating with your child. Communicating with your child is the most important thing in the upbringing of a child. All of the previous points include communicating with your child in one way or another. Every moment you're not spending with your child is a lost moment that won't ever come back. And before you know it, they're all grown up, moving away, busy with their own lives, and maybe even making their own little families. No matter how busy you are, you can always squeeze in some quality time with your kid. Not only do they need your physical presence, but your emotional presence too. Kids need to feel like they're loved and cared about. They need to feel how important they are to you. Otherwise, don't be surprised if you end up old and alone. All because you didn't communicate how much you love them and how much they mean to you. That's it for today, Infomaniacs, and thank you for watching Info Junkie TV. If you learned something new from today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the like button anyways. Tell us in the comments down below which points you found useful, And while you're at it, share this video with your friends who are parents or soon-to-be parents to help them with raising their children. After all, it's no easy feat. And of course, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Turn on that little notification bell to get notified about all of our upcoming videos. Keep learning, and we'll see you real soon.